Okay, good morning, everyone. For me, it's already five. Oh no, it's noon for you, so it's good afternoon. For
Come
Belinda,
on, let's go. Hey, hey.
for
For
Belinda,
Belinda,
it's 11 a.m. So it's good morning for her. Good afternoon for you in Brazil, and good afternoon for me as well here in Brazil. In Europe, it's 5 p.m. for me. For Belinda, it's still 11 a.m. So what can I say, Belinda? Belinda's definitely one of my the best friends that I've ever had. I know her longer than 20 years. When I was living in Canada, she really helped me a lot. When I had a very bad situation with my ex-boyfriend, and she was there for me, not for once, for many times. And then we didn't see each other for 20 years. But then what happened was 2 years ago, she went to Brazil. Just give me a second. I am working. Sorry about that. So 2 years ago, she went to Brazil to visit me and my family, and it was just amazing. I think Belinda can continue because after that, she became Brazilian. You see, she's really crazy about Brazil. And Belinda, please tell them where did you go and how it was your experience in Brazil before we start talking about Canada.
okay. My experience from the time I got off the airplane was absolutely amazing. Actually, on my way to Brazil, the food was fantastic. The airplane food, I will give it like an 8 out of 10. Meeting my friend for the first time in over 20 years, I was so happy. Like, she actually looked the same. You haven't aged a bit, eh, Simone?
Oh, that's so nice to see
I
women,
am so I am so serious. You look the exact same, except your hair was more curlier. You know, your eyebrows are bushier. Yeah. But we went to, yeah. So I visited Sao Paulo. The first thing she did, we actually went to her mom's home. We went somewhere, put all my stuff away. She took me on the train and on the bus for the first experience, and then she took me to Japantown. Um,
Liberdade, né?
it was
Verdade.
it was Japantown, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah, it was
that's correct.
Japantown. Yes, we had some food there. We did some shopping. The experience was really nice. She knew I was there for 3 weeks, and not one day was I able to like really sleep in. She's one of these go-getters. Up first thing in the morning. Okay, 7 o'clock, shower, everybody eat, and we were out. She was determined to make sure I was gonna have a real amazing time in Brazil. It was fantastic. Her family was, they were so generous and amazing, it's the best. I was gonna say one of the best, the best trip I've ever had. And mainly that was because I had her as a host. She was
Oh,
very
that's so
organized. She
nice.
was, yeah, she it was, you're the host of all hosts, okay? She had everything down to a pat. So we went to the beach, we did a lot of dinners, outings. We went to her mom's place, her mom's cottage. In Sao Paulo, we went to a different province. I'm not even sure if it was a different province where we went to the beach house that hosted like over 20 people. I had my own bed there. Remember when we went to the beach, to your brother's beach house? What city was that?
Yeah, that was in Peruíbe.
Yeah, was that still Sao Paulo?
Yes, it's still São Paulo. You see,
Okay,
São
yeah.
Paulo is still a big state, and sometimes you have to travel like 4 hours, 5 hours by car. And we're still in the same province, state. When you're in Europe, 5 hours, we are in Paris, in
Yes.
Germany, so it's
Oh,
different. Anyhow,
right.
it was an amazing experience. I think these guys here, they're very curious about you and would like to ask some questions. So let's start, guys. What would you like to know about Canada, especially Toronto, where Belinda lives?
Before Canada, Belinda, I am curious to know, when did you come here?
I've been in Canada since 1975.
No,
no, he's
when
still
did you
talking about
come here
Brazil.
in Brazil? When?
2022.
Oh, I was here in, yes, 2020, 2022.
Oh,
Yes,
it was recent.
August. Yes, August 2022.
And which city do you live in Canada?
I live in Brampton, Ontario, Canada, which is just the outskirts of Toronto. So I'm like 40 minutes, 40 minutes from the main city, which is Toronto.
But you were born and raised in this city or not?
No, I was born in Jamaica, Kingston,
Oh,
Jamaica, which is a
Jamaica.
capital. Yeah, Kingston, Jamaica, which is the capital city of a small island in the Caribbean. It's just below maybe 90 degrees or so south of Cuba.
It explains
So
your
there's
name.
Cuba and then there's Cuba and then Jamaica. Sorry?
It
I'm
explains
sorry?
your name, Belinda. I was curious about your name. Belinda it's not a Canadian name, all right?
No, no,
It's not a Canadian
no.
name. Okay.
Belinda,
Yeah.
you know the Brazilians, they're crazy about Bob Marley, so of course they know where Jamaica is. Come on. Who doesn't know Jamaica for Bob Marley?
Exactly.
What about
Yes.
Usain Bolt?
Yes. That's a yes, Usain Bolt, big time. Yes. Jamaican, he lived on the north side of Jamaica, which is the nice, well, I would call it the nicest side because that's where a lot of the tourists go to when they're in Jamaica, when they go on vacation.
Thank you, Belinda.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's first of all, it's really good to have you here. I hope you feel comfortable with us, right?
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
yeah.
I'm a people person. Of course I feel comfortable with you guys.
So
I feel great.
I'm very happy that you enjoyed being here in Brazil.
Yes,
So I
definitely.
hope you come back here soon.
Oh yes, I have to go to Rio.
Oh,
Sure,
Leandro, there
sure.
you go.
Yeah, maybe I
Rio.
would be your tourist guide, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I really enjoy like these countries, English speaking countries. That's not only UK and US, right? And so my question is, did you have to change something in your English? Because that there are difference between Canadian English and English from Jamaica. Did you struggle something?
No. Why? Because when I came here, I was a child. So I don't, as you can tell, I don't have that Jamaican accent. So when I came, I was like 8 years old, 9 years old when I came. And so, hello?
Okay. I'm here. I can hear.
Yeah. So so when there was no struggling with my English because first of all, in Jamaica they teach you we have like a slang called patois, right? So you
I
have
heard
a
about,
twang. Yeah, you have a twang when you talk when you talk English, right? But I lost the accent as any child. If you come here as a child, even if you were Russian or whatever country you come from, but as you come here as a child, you grow up in the school system, so it's easier for you not to carry an accent. If you come here as an adult like you now, you're going to come here and you'll be here for the next 50 years, but you're an adult, you'll never your accent will never go. You'll always, oh, okay, so he's from, Brazil or whatever the case is. But for me, a lot of people, when I'm on the phone with them, like for interviews or whatever, if I'm communicating over the phone, a lot of people tend to think that I'm a white person because I have that Canadian accent. So when they see me, they're like, oh, like in surprise, they're thinking, oh, okay. And I know what they're thinking because my friends has told me, oh, you have that white accent. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah, or the Canadian accent, the Canadian white accent, which and like I said, I developed that because I came here as a young child, right? Like my mom now. My mom came here when she was 21 years old. She came to Canada when she was 21. Do you know that my mother still has that accent? And
Really?
that's over 50 something years. So she's never, or she never did lose her accent, so I didn't have to struggle with
Yeah.
my language because, yes.
Belinda, she's gonna be a good one to come over so we can hear some Jamaican accents.
No, my Jamaican accent sounds okay. I'll say it.
Say something.
People,
Yeah, patois, right? It's very hard.
Yeah, see, because for me to say something in Jamaican, I'm just gonna sound like a tourist trying to speak Jamaican because everybody tells me, "Oh, stop," because you sound like a tourist, somebody else trying to talk Jamaicans because the accent is just not real. It's just not there. Okay, let me see if I can say something. Bomba clot. I don't know. Maybe that's the realest thing I can come up with. I don't know. That sounds, like with an accent, whatever. I'm sorry. That's what I can come up with right now.
Yeah. No. Most of these
Much.
countries, when come out or come across to foreigners, and for example, Jamaican people, they speak a standard English to communicate with foreigners. But when they turn to locals, they switch to a patois, for example, right?
Yes, you are correct. But like I said, I grew up here, right? So I can't.
Yeah, I understand.
I can't switch. I can't switch my language. Like I understand. No. Don't get me wrong. I understand everything that my mom says. I understand anything that any Jamaicans say. But for me to mimic and to talk like it, I could, So sorry for that disappointment.
That's good, no problem.
But, but Jamaican at heart, eat, cook, understand the language,
Yeah.
everything else. Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're mute.
You are muted, Odele.
Hi, Fabio. Bruce.
Wandelay, take off your headphones or something, or disconnect. We can't hear you. Okay, Fabio, you had a shout out from Belinda.
Let's Fabio, let's go, Fabio.
Okay. You said you are from Jamaica. It's a beautiful island, very, very hot. And now you have been living in Canada. I always, here in Brazil, we have a lot of thoughts about Canada. Nice place, welcoming people, and safe place, because Brazil is not safe. Most of Brazil is very, very dangerous. But I'm very curious about the winter. How do you do to get by during the winter? I was talking to a lady from Canada. She said the temperature was minus 45 degrees Celsius. How do you do to get by in this kind of temperature?
Oh, you just have to always watch. I'm still struggling with it. But you just have to be really warm, dress with your toque, scarf, maybe 2 or 3. If you're taking the bus, you're in big problems. You got to dress at least with 3 socks plus a good winter boots, with your scarf, maybe 2 pairs of pants if you're standing at the bus stop. But being in a car, you still have to dress very warm. But at the end of the day, you're still in a car, and it's you have your heat and things like that, right? But it's very cold. It's freezing. We have homeless people that actually die at the bus stops. We have a lot of, like you're saying, oh, there's no crime. Brazil is so, Brazil is dangerous, and it just all depends on where. Like, I don't know Brazil like that, but for me, what I felt very safe, maybe it was my surroundings that I was with. I didn't see anything happening down there, but Jamaica, Canada, pinch for a higher view. What's that? Hello?
Just like an Eskimo.
Oh, okay,
Just
okay.
like
Something came up on the screen. Yeah, Canada, like in parts like downtown Toronto or on the outskirts of Toronto can be pretty dangerous. We do have drive-bys too, right? You know, yeah, so I don't think any country in the world, well, no, I shouldn't say that, but North America, which is Canada and America, USA, maybe I would say USA is a little bit more dangerous, but Canada is right behind there. So it all depends on where you live too. If you live in the ghetto, it's going to be more dangerous than it is out in the suburbs or places like that. And even I live in the suburbs and I hear stuff going on all over where I live as well, right? So to say that it's not dangerous, I would put, you know, kind of a question mark and say, you know, you'd have to be here. Learning more about Canada, I would say that you can, you know, even use Google just to, you know, give you more of an insight about where it is that I live. For the cold, it's freezing cold. There's no way you cannot handle it. It's cold. It's freezing. I mean, it is freezing like in the wintertime. And there's no other way you can handle it but dressing warm and just, you know, going with it. That's it. Lots of snow, cold, like you said, -21, yes, it's cold. Yes. Right now it's springtime. It's still cold and I still need a jacket, but I can wear something like this with like a vest, which I'll be okay, you know, but right now it's like the rainy season. As you can tell, there's some rain here and things like that, right? So yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can you hear me now?
Yay!
Yeah.
I wasn't correctly plugged in.
Okay.
Like I was saying, Belinda, thank you for coming. We appreciate it. And so I have a question. What's your favorite Canadian tradition or cultural aspect that sets you apart from maybe America or something different about Canada? Like food-wise or traditions?
Okay, a Canadian tradition, we have like the May 24 weekend, right? It's not every May 24, May 24, but that's like that's when you know that summer is right around the corner. That's our first holiday for the summer. And May 24 is a long weekend, right? So everybody's excited. Everybody's excited now. You know, it's like that weekend you plan to go away for 4 days for camping, or you might go drive to the US, or, you know, just doing something fun with your family. You can go to Niagara Falls for a weekend. Like I said, camping is really fun. You know, camping is really fun. We don't have like real beaches, but we do have a lot of lakes. Canada is surrounded, you know, in between with lakes and, you know, yeah, with lakes. So, I mean, you can still have a good time on, you know, that's a traditional time. And yeah, the food is, you know, the food is kind of plain, but I mean, you know, you can find some good food, you know. Barbecue time is when, you know, the time of the year, May 24 weekend, everybody is happy, you know, barbecue, friends and family, you know, things like that. Yes.
You still eat Jamaican food?
Oh my goodness. Did I have some curry goat and rice last night?
Oh my gosh.
Ooh,
That's so
let
good.
me tell you. Yes, I had some
Oh,
curry
I
goat
love
and
it.
rice. Yeah, I went to the Jamaican store last night because I just had this, you know, feeling for some real Jamaican food, you know? So I went and got some curry goat and rice. Yes. Yes.
Wonderful.
What is it
Thank
called?
you.
Sorry?
What is it called?
Curry goat. You know, like goat, GOAT, goat.
Yeah,
Very
goat
good.
cheese.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's so good.
oh, you've had it.
Yes, I've had it. I had a Jamaican friend. I've had curry goat. It was the first time I ever had goat, and I was very skeptical. But after I had it, I fell in love with it.
Oh,
It
yes,
was
yes,
so
curry
good.
goat. Yes,
So good.
yes.
I love curry too. I love both of it, but it's so good.
Yes, yes. There's different forms of curry too. So they have like, you know, they'll have like Thailand curry, which is a different flavor altogether. Indian curry, which is a total different flavor of curry. But the Jamaican curry, I think, is like the best of all the curries,
So flavorful.
Canadian curries, or the flavor. It's I don't know really how I know a part of it is like cumin and some other stuff, but Jamaican curry is really flavorful. Yes. Simone never had a chance to, at the time when she was here, she didn't eat meat. She ate a lot of beans, right? So I don't remember her having too many, because I would come home and cook and things like that or whatever. I don't think she really indulged in a lot of Jamaican food, because at that time it's a lot of meat, right? Like oxtail, curry goat, curry chicken, and she did not eat any of that stuff, so. But Jamaican food #1 still. Yes. Love fish. It's also a big thing in our culture, in
This
Jamaican culture.
curry
So I do
goat.
yeah, curry goat.
Okay, it's kind of a meat, like it's stewed meat or something.
Okay, goat is an animal, right? It's
Okay.
do you know sheep? It's
Oh yeah,
sheep.
yeah.
It's okay, similar to sheep. Okay, it's the same height and probably weight. The goat, they have like 2 horns, they're small animals. Yeah, you'd have to like Google to see what a goat looks like. And so they kill it, they chop it up, and they season it up, and
We say body
then you put some
in Portuguese.
sorry?
We say body in Portuguese. It's very common in my region in Brazil, Northeast.
Is it roasted, baked? How do you cook it? How do you prepare it? I think that's the question.
But it's just
Yeah,
stewed,
you would.
right?
Yes, correct. Stew it. Yes. So you'll put it in like a pot and put after you put your vegetables, like your onions, your tomato, your garlic, season it up really well, black pepper, salt, some other little stuff. These little black seeds you wouldn't know anything about, but season up really well, and you would marinate it for over 24 hours. So all of this flavor is going to get inside the meat to give it that really great flavor. Okay, so yes. And then you'll cook it, stew it for maybe about over 2 hours. And the flavor comes out. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I just call it gorgeous because it is. And then you'll make it with some, the sides you would make it with would be like rice. I had your rice over in Brazil. Oh my God, I love Brazilian rice with the beans and rice in Brazil. I love it. So even your beans and rice, you can always, you can always pair it with some curry goat, with potatoes. I wish I was there. I want next time I'll be able to cook up a nice yes. Or like I said, you can like Google, go on YouTube. Yeah, you can go on YouTube to find out how to make curry goat. Leandro, you can go on to YouTube and find out, a recipe. YouTube, how to make curry goat, or what is Bruce English Brazil?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I was checking this here.
Oh, there you go. And it's Jamaican curry goat. Yeah, you have to put the Jamaican on it, right? So you get the real recipe. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, but it's also like stewed meat here in Brazil.
Yes, it's exactly
Like
the
it's
same.
the
Except
same, like the piece of potato is like that. No.
bravo,
Yeah.
bravo. Yes, bravo. It's the same way you guys cook similar. I love your food. I love your oxtail.
I have seen like it's like very similar, because you eat
It
that.
is.
We eat like rice, beans,
Yes.
and stewed meat,
Yes.
like pretty
Yes.
similar.
Yeah, because Simone took me to a lot of restaurants.
I'm getting hungry. Let's stop talking.
Yeah, that's a lot of time,
Okay,
right?
Okay, we can move on. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, people were asking about how you survive in the cold weather. I have been to Toronto one time, but not during the winter. But I heard that there's an underground city in Toronto.
An underground
a shopping mall.
A shopping mall. Well,
In Toronto.
the only shopping mall that we have that you could say that would be close by underground would be the Toronto Eaton Center. Now you can enter it through it's through a subway system. So you take the subway, you're underground, so you can get off at the Toronto Eaton Center and go through, and then you go upstairs, right? But you can, there's also, so I guess that's what they're calling it, would be the Toronto Eaton Center that they're talking about.
Okay.
Downtown
So
Toronto,
then
yes.
from there, you go upstairs to the shopping center area?
Right, but it starts from the same level as when you get out. So it depends on what you're shopping for. So you can go through the whole of the downstairs, but you know, other things are upstairs and out, and you know, it's just yes.
Do they have a Jamaican restaurant there?
No, they just have like just fast foods. We're talking about like Burger King, McDonald's, KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Start a Jamaican food chain.
Oh no, they have too many. Every corner, corner, there's a Jamaican store. That would my place. No, no. I would no. It would have to be Brazil, because they don't, not on every corner. Like I don't even see a Brazilian restaurant. You know what I mean? So
they are expensive in the United States. A Brazilian restaurant in the United States is very expensive.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah. So I mean, to start, if I wanted to start like a chain, it would have to be Brazilian, not Jamaican, just because of the fact on every corner. I can drive out of here right now, there's a Jamaican store. Drive down the other place, there's another Jamaican restaurant. They're just everywhere. It's very popular here. But we don't, like where I'm living here in the suburbs, they don't have a Brazilian community. Like, and if they do, like they have like South American community, but I don't see many Brazilian flag as once I would see like when I get into the city of Toronto, right? So in the city of Toronto, it's not, they don't have a lot of Brazilians here in Canada, but they do have them, you know what I mean? Yes, but it would be in the city.
Belinda, I thought like together with the Portuguese in Dunkin's, they have lots of Brazilian as well.
Oh, they have a lot of Portuguese. Okay, yes, they have that.
There.
Yeah, okay, Portuguese. If we want to say that, yes, they do. Yeah, but as like you know, separating the two, Portuguese, Brazilian. Yeah, it's not, the Portuguese is more, I see more of a Portuguese flag, you know what I mean? Like a lot more Portuguese. Like my girlfriend, one of my best girlfriend, Natalia, she's Portuguese. We're talking all last night, you know what I mean? She's Portuguese, but Brazil, yeah, it's not, I think there's more in Toronto, but not here in the suburbs. Yeah.
I think Matheus can ask the question.
Belinda, can you feel the difference between the Portuguese spoken by Portuguese people and Brazilian people? Can you feel the difference and mention what you think about it?
Well, my girlfriend is Portuguese. She's from the islands. If I know the difference, I think I could, because they're a little bit more brown. I don't know. No, I can't even say that. The accent, I wouldn't be able to tell the accents because I'm not a Portuguese, so I wouldn't be able to say, oh, she has a Brazilian accent and he has a Portuguese accent. I don't think I'd be able to. No, I'm not that good.
It's totally different.
There is a difference, of course, yeah, because of the accents. Just like, yes, of course, there's a big you know, difference, because I would say the Portuguese speaks proper Portuguese, right? It's just like Spanish and Spain, or like say South American Spanish is different from Spanish from Spain language, right? So I guess the proper Spanish would come from Spain, and then the other ones have the more of a looser accent, like Jamaica. And Jamaica, we have what we call, like, you know, we call it patois. We speak English, it's still English, but then Canadians have like the proper English, you know. Like we have more of a twang and, you know, like it's just different, you know, like the British English is different than Canadian English. So I think that would be the difference between the Portuguese and the Brazilians. But at the end of the day, I don't know the Portuguese language. So I don't know which one would be speaking English and or the proper language as Brazil and Portugal from Portuguese from Portugal.
What about the French Canadians? There's a lot of French there, a lot of French speaking
Yes.
there.
Yes, yes, yes. And you'll find a lot of those guys in Quebec City, right? Quebec, Montreal, places like that. And Quebec is another province. Quebec is a province on its own, right? Montreal is another, yeah, Montreal. Yeah, Montreal and Quebec are in the same, is in another, another province. You guys call it state, we call it province, right? So at the end of the day, that's where you'll find most French Canadians. Now in Canada, second language is French. Now you can have a better opportunity at jobs and things like that if you have the background of speaking French. Now our French, I hear, is like the worst French ever, but I mean, it's not the worst French in Canada, because the proper French is in France. We as Canadians have a dialect, a Canadian dialect of the French language, which is not proper French. When you go to France now, it's like you hear the proper language of French, right? But what I heard is that Canadians don't speak good French. We don't have the proper French. Unless you're speaking to the Prime Minister, you know, obviously he would speak the proper French, right? French language, so. Yes.
That's what Portuguese people think about us. They think our Portuguese is not that formal, it's not polite, it's not the roots one, but we are taking over. We don't care, we are taking over.
Right, yes, yes, I get it. That's what they all say, right? Yes, that, oh, I'm better, or they speak better, or, you know, things like that, right? But they do have a lot of French Canadians, like little ones that are growing up now that are taking French as a second language. A lot of them tend to want to go to France and get that, you know, just get that variety or that experience to say, oh my God, you know, how come I'm speaking like that and they're speaking like that? So a lot of students will go over to France for a holiday just to experience the language difference. I know a couple of that has done that, so that's why I'm saying that. Yeah.
Okay. Talking about okay, go ahead.
No, you can go, man.
No, I'm talking about the province, right? It's very interesting. Like a country have a province or a place that speak another language inside of a country. So for those people that live in this province, like the other parts of the countries speak English. So, and they speak French. Are they required to speak English as well? Because it's like, it's only a city, maybe. I don't know exactly what the size of a province, right? But
well,
how do they deal with that?
It's very easy. It's very simple. First of all, communication, for me to go there, I'll have a problem with that, because then they all speak French. But if, say that every place here in Canada, if you're on the phone, they will give you the opportunity. They ask on, you know, there's a voice, whatever it is. Like if you're calling the bank or if you're calling anywhere in Canada, they'll ask you, you know, if you want to communication either English or French. If you're English, how we deal with it here. So there's not that you won't have that communication struggle over the phone, but you will have that struggle to leave Toronto or leave Ontario and you do not know how to speak French to go to Quebec City and not be able to communicate, because then you won't be able to communicate a lot, because everyone over there, they think the English language is like not important, right? So if you go into their town, their city now, they're not going to want to accommodate you with the language, right? So yeah, that's
Is
what
that
I've
such
heard.
a type of a rivalry or something?
Yes, because at one point, maybe about 30 years ago, they wanted to separate and have their own little country. Even though, you know, about maybe 30 odd years ago, Quebec wanted to be their own country, away from here, away from Canada. Just put Quebec City as another country, like the US, Canada, or Portugal, and you know what I mean? So they wanted to separate, but at the end of the day, they got voted out. So Quebec City is still in Canada, a part of Canada.
Nice. There you go.
Yes.
Yeah,
That-
Belinda,
that's
Keeping it real.
I'd like to ask you about maple tree. We know that the
Sorry?
maple tree,
Oh.
the maple.
Okay.
The maple tree,
Yes.
the maple leaf is the symbol of Canada. We find
Yes.
the leaf of maple tree in the flag of Canada. But I'm curious about this tree, this kind of tree. I never saw this kind of tree. I traveled to Campos do Jordão here in São Paulo, and I found some leaves that they are similar to maple tree leaves, but I couldn't tell if it was a maple tree. I don't know if you can find this kind of tree in Brazil. But how about Canada? Can we find everywhere this kind of tree, or
Everywhere.
just everywhere?
Everywhere. I think I even have some in the backyard. I'm just looking right now. Yeah, they're like the maple leaf tree is like everywhere. It's, you know, yeah, it's everywhere. Okay, fine. It's not on this street, but it's probably in the backyard somewhere. But another interesting fact is that we have maple syrup, right? So we get the maple syrup from Simone. Do you remember I bought maple syrup as a gift for your family?
Of course. I was surprised you didn't tell Vanderlei about that.
It didn't say
When
what?
we asked about food, about Canadian food, you had to mention that.
Yes. The maple syrup. Yes. Maple syrup. Yes, that comes from the maple tree. Yes.
How does maple syrup taste like? Never.
What is it? What does it taste like, Simone? Sweet and
I would
nice,
say
eh?
you
Honey,
can
like
compare-
honey?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can compare a little bit with honey, but it's not that sweet.
Yeah, and it's
I
just
love
really nice. It's something that you can pour on like pancakes, and it's really, and it's very expensive. It is not cheap. Yes, there you go. Yes, and that's how they seep it out of the tree.
Extracted. It is
That's why
extracted like a rubber tree here in Brazil. Rubber
Yes.
tree. Yeah.
Very expensive. That's why it's so expensive.
It's
But
very
it's
expensive here
very
in
good.
Brazil. It's
We
very
have,
expensive here in Brazil.
But we make tires.
I saw it in the market here in Brazil. It was 60 reais for a bottle.
Wow.
Maybe
Wow.
that's why they
You
don't
find it
eat
here?
pancakes. Maybe that's why they don't eat pancakes down here. Because I was asking them, I said, I'm gonna have to make pancakes for you guys. They said, yeah, but the maple syrup's so expensive.
No, we
Yes,
have
I know.
pancakes, but they're different.
I think that was a perfect gift that I brought, because I put a lot of thought. Okay, what's such Canadian that I could bring to my best friends in Brazil for the family?
That was very good, very good.
That was a great thought. Okay, very good thought, where I bought bottles and bottles of maple syrup.
And the color of the leaves changes like according to the season.
From the season. Yes. So you see, see there, the orange and yellow.
Yeah.
Yes, they the red ones. Absolutely. I have a photo of a red one. It's so gorgeous. The red, see the red, brilliant red. It's so beautiful. And this comes out, it changes in autumn, and autumn is just before winter. So that's like fall, the fall weather just before winter.
Oh, great, thank you.
Yeah, the reason
Yes,
we
you're welcome.
call the season fall is because the tree has the leaves fall.
Well, yes, exactly. That's exactly why we call it fall. All the leaves fall, and so now they're still bald. They're just starting to grow back now, because we're in spring, and it's coming into summer, right? So by summertime, all the leaves are back on the tree.
Bruce,
Yes.
why do you call it spring? So if fall means falling, why do you call it spring?
Oh, now you
Spring,
asked that. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, we have 4 seasons here: spring, summer, fall, and winter.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure, yeah.
And
Okay.
yeah, okay. So now spring always comes before summer, and spring is a time when it rains. It just rains. Like right now, well, it just stopped raining, but through the season of like April, May, it rains, right? And then that's when you hear the birds.
Belinda,
Sorry, go ahead.
Mateos is trying to play with us. See, he's trying to say, okay, you want to call that season fall because the leaves fall. Well, why do you call it spring?
Spring.
Doesn't go,
Oh, spring. Yeah, yeah. Like
spring. What's the point?
okay, yeah. Right? Yeah, that's a
Why do you
good
call
one,
summer
though.
summer? I don't
Why
know.
do they call it spring? The only one that makes sense is fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, the only one that makes sense is fall.
And it's
Yeah.
interesting because I don't know about Canada, but in the United States, fall is the preferred word. We don't say autumn. Oh, it's autumn now. We say it's fall,
Yeah.
right? It's same in
Autumn is
Canada,
a
I think.
difficult word to pronunciate. That's
Yeah,
the reason.
autumn,
That's the
autumn
reason.
is quite hard. Yeah, autumn.
Autumn.
Yes.
Autumn. It's
Autumn.
well, if you're British,
Autumn. It
you not
sounds
say
so
that.
British.
It's autumn
Yeah.
now. It's autumn.
It sounds so British. You're so right. You are so right. It sounds so British. Autumn. Yes.
Water. Would you like a cup of water? That's how they speak in Jamaica.
Water. Yes. Yes. More questions. It's all good.
Oh, what kind of work do you do, Belinda?
I'm a physiotherapist. Okay, I work with the older folks that
Not me. I'm not old yet.
No, not you. Not definitely not you. No, we're talking about like older folks. Some of them live in nursing homes. What happens is some of them have accidents, and or as you get older, you get your muscles get weak and broken down, and especially if you are bedridden, you have to learn how to walk again and things like that. So my job is to get you out of the bed and start, we provide walkers, right? I don't know, like you see the old people, the elders with the walkers and stuff. So I go to your home, I visit your home, and I help you to learn to be faster, like to be more independent walking. I also do
It's hard to walk with a diaper, though. It's hard to walk with a diaper.
Yeah, but a lot of people I know, ha. Funny. No, a lot of people that I work with, they are independent. Okay. They can actually get up. What we're trying to do is, especially after like an operation, a hip operation or things like that, we have to get them on their feet again to be independent where they can walk. They all have their own minds. There's no I don't work with dementia or dementia patients, right? I basically work with the people that just had they had like a breakdown. So we just have to get them to start walking, again with that. Yeah, like we have a lot of people that have falls, and we try to work with them. I also do exercise, foot exercise, hip exercise, things like that, that breaks down with age to try to get them stronger. Like right now, that's what like today I'm very busy. That's what I'm doing,
Well,
for
thank
today.
you for taking time out of your busy day. Thank you.
Oh yeah, definitely. No. I have,
Anything
I put
for
off
some
hours.
money.
Yes, exactly. And I put off a lot of time because I don't go back to work until 2:00, right? So, there's a lot of time. So I just made sure that I would have, I deal with whatever. I also do medication, like the lady that I was with this morning, very nice lady. She's having a lot of problems walking. And so, yeah. So, she's walking, she can go to the bathroom and things like that. But with the walker, I just have to make sure I push her every day and do the exercise with her every day, because if you don't exercise, if you don't lose it, if you don't use it, you're going to lose it, right? So I have to motivate them. That's what my job is.
Right.
So you're a motivational speaker, huh? Let's go, guys. Come on.
Yeah, yeah. Some of them call, oh, here comes my trainer, you know. Yeah, but you know,
Yeah,
I work
yeah.
for, yeah, the company that I work for is well known in Canada. It's it's been over, it's been in Canada for over 65 years now. Since I've been working at the company, I'm pretty sure it's like maybe 70 or 80 years old, right? March of Dimes of Canada, right? It's a big known organization here, and so, you know, yeah.
So what is the outlook for your retirement in Canada? Is it pretty good?
It's not bad. For retirement, it's always good to have, like, say, an RSP. We also, one of the best things that we do have for retirement is something they called TSA, which is tax-free savings, okay, TSA. That is one thing that the government can't take away from you. If you do the RRSP, that's retirement savings plan or whatever, it will save you on taxes where you don't have to pay the government taxes once a year that you do your taxes. Okay, you won't have to pay the government back. With the tax-free savings plan, this is your money going into your tax-free. At the end of the day, if you have like a certain amount of money, the government can just go in and take. If you want, okay, for example, I went into my RSP and I took some money out. So by the time it comes to my bank account, by the time it gets into my bank account, the government has already taken their little chunk out of the money that was my money. They've already taken their $2,000 or their $500 out of the percentage of money that I wanted to take out. Now it takes a couple of days for you to get that money, but it's pretty good. The government will pay you once a month. I'm not sure how much the elders, maybe a few hundred dollars, maybe about up to about $1,000, $1,500, depending on what type of work you did and how long it was that you actually worked here in Canada. So you have that the government is giving you every month. Now, put it this way, once you have your own money on top of that, then it's just better for you, because the government money is never going to be enough. You cannot, in Canada, I'm telling you, it's so expensive to live here. It's double expensive. You look up a 2-bedroom apartment in Canadian money, which is now, our dollar is not even worth anything, maybe 70 cents, I think, to $1, $1 American dollar or less. And for like a 2-bedroom apartment renting, it's over $2,000, maybe $2,200 to $2,500 for just a regular apartment. Simone, remember that apartment I was in? That apartment now is over $2,000 a month for the rent. I am not kidding you. I am not kidding you. Right now, it's so bad. They have so many people living on the streets. You know, the government, like the Trudeau government, it's absolutely destroying everybody over here. You need a 2-income family in order to survive here. So if you don't have a 2-income family, like a husband and a wife, it's going to be really hard for you. If you're a single person, it's really tough. That's when you need 2 jobs, right, in order to survive here. It's when you were here 20 years ago, no, that it was easy back then. Now it's double, it's triple. It's so, and the food and everything is so hard to live here in Canada right now.
Tell them about vacations. Like when people work on a full-time basis, how many vacations they have, and when it comes, Bruce was also asking about dental. For instance, here in Belgium, my children, they can go to the dentist until they are 18, and it's really for free. I don't have to pay anything.
For free?
Yes.
Really?
So of course, I bring them twice a year, of course. Tell us about Canada, the situation at the moment. 20 years ago,
Okay,
it changed, I know. Tell us about vacation, dental, medical, all this stuff that it's definitely different than Belgium as well as Brazil.
Okay, well, vacations, you in 1 year you can get you can go on 2-week vacation. They pay you for your vacation. So you're working somewhere for 1 year, for every 1 year, you get 2 weeks vacation. If you've been working at the company for like, say, over 10 years, I believe it's like three weeks. Like I can get 3 weeks vacation paid. Okay. That's a good thing, right? So that's a really good thing, because your 3-week vacation you can have, and you don't even have to worry about it. So you can have a good time, you know, knowing that you're on your vacation, and that's once a year for 3 weeks or for 2 weeks. That's it.
Belinda, I
For-
have 6 or 7.
I
not that
know, I
great.
know. 6 or 7, that's like over a month that you have for vacation. I wish, like, that to me is like, we'll never have that. We'll never have that. We can't have a month. Like when we went to Brazil that time, you're telling me that you're off for, like, you know, that's what your company. No, that never happens here. No, we get 2 weeks, 3 weeks the most to be off. We don't get a month off from working or anything like that. No, no, no. That's not happening here. Another thing is, for dental, it's not too bad. You have to be working in order for your kids to get dental. It's not free dental. If you want to have like braces, that's considered cosmetic. Okay. You still have to pay for your children to do braces. In most places, yes, most places. I'm pretty sure. I'm thinking that the government, you might not have to pay for braces. For cleaning, you pay like 80%. Some places you'll get it for free because of the fact of what the coverage is, depending on where you work. So a lot of places, they'll have 100%, but the places that are 100% is normally if you're working with the government. Yes, you'll get, yeah. You can't just get free dental care. We don't have free dental care like how you have your mom, and your kids get free dental care.
What about
you know? Medical is very good. We have a system, we have something called OHIP. Okay. Yes, OHIP. And if you have an OHIP card, you can go to the doctor for anything, anytime. You can go to the hospital for anything, anytime. You get operation. Our medical is the only thing that's really, really very, very good. Prescription drugs you have to pay for, depending again on what you have at work. Okay, so yeah, it depends. Like you might be covered 100% or maybe 20% on prescription drugs, but medical is very good. So if anything happens to you, you go to the hospital, you don't pay for anything. Okay, no surgery, no. Sorry?
What about a person visiting Canada?
A person visiting Canada, we can, okay, this is one thing, another thing that I like about here. If you're visiting from Canada, anything happens to you, detrimental, you can go to the hospital. They're not going to ask you to pay them before, you know, you're dying or you broke a leg or something like that. They're not going to ask you for any payment or anything like that. They will still take care of you without asking you for any payment until after everything is okay. That's when they'll ask you for something, or maybe there is some type of package that you can do. You know, you can, yeah. But if something happens to you, they will still look after. The law is they cannot ever say, no, I'm sorry, you're not Canadian, so we can't look after your broken foot or your broken arm or anything like that. No. No. Yeah. Our healthcare system is pretty good. I'm sorry, say that again.
I'm saying, Fabio, you can go, man. Don't worry about it.
You can go.
Yes.
How many showers per week?
I didn't know that it was. Yeah, it has this access, right, to health system. You know.
Yeah, our taxes are very high. We get taxed for everything. Yeah. Okay.
We have taxes for everything here, and we are very creative in terms of taxes. I think you are as well.
I'm sorry, say that again.
You are very creative with taxes, but we are very creative as well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay,
yeah,
guys.
that's the government. That's the government.
Sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt. I think we just ran out of time. Belinda, thank you so much for taking the time. I know you have a very busy agenda at the moment. She's going to Turkey, guys, in a couple of weeks. So when she comes back, she's definitely going to be back here to tell us all about her adventure.
Have fun.
So what else can I
I
say?
will.
Thank you
We're going
so
to
much.
Greece, going to London and Greece as well, taking a ferry
Wow.
over to, yes, that's yeah, well, it's kind of still up the air, but yes, I'm going to be in Turkey for 10 days in Turkey.
So you're gonna come back and tell us all about it. I think everybody's
Yes,
gonna
I
be
will.
very excited to hear from you again. So
Yes.
thank
Good.
you, Belinda.
Enjoy your
Really, that was
vacation,
really
Belinda.
nice.
Thank you. It was so
Right.
nice talking to all you guys. Love meeting you. And hopefully we'll be able to join another session again.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very
Thank
much,
you.
Belinda.
Okay, take care. Good talking to you. Have a nice day. Bye.
nice day.
Good night.